Hello! Good morning, my dear grade 5A. Today is November 26, 2020. And today also is the last Thursday for the month of November. Next month will be December, so it's Christmas time. Yay! All right. So I am going to discuss about two topics. It is about simple and progressive tenses of verb. All right, so now let us start. Okay, now class, I have here a question for all of you. What do you usually do when there are programs in school like intramurals or foundation day? Again, what do you usually do when there are programs in school like intramurals or foundation day? This question is the first thing that I will ask to you this afternoon when we start our class. So kindly write your answer on a sheet of paper and save it later. Your answers, keep it so that when I will call your name, you will have an answer. All right? You can share what you do during school programs. All right? And then class, I will also like you to save your answer to this one. Okay, save your answers for these following pictures. Directions. The picture below are scenes of a food festival in an inclusive school during its foundation day. Explain what is currently happening in each scene by completing the caption below each picture. All right. So again, just like the first question that I have shown you earlier, you will write your answers that you have completed or the sentences that you have completed and then save it later for I will call names randomly and I would like you to share your answers to the class. All right. So for number 1, James and Anna blank. This is the picture for number 1 above it. Now for number 2, Eric blank. Above it is the picture for number 2. Number 3, he blank. This is the picture for number 3. Then for number 4, Karen blank. All right, this is the picture for number 4. Number 5, they blank. Above it is the picture. And lastly, Ken and Elsa blank. Okay, the picture for it. Alright, so I hope you are writing your answers on a sheet of paper and save it later. Now class, we will now tackle about our first lesson about simple verb tense. So let us know first, what is verb tense? It expresses the occurrence of an action or of a state of being, which is the where and when something exists. Alright, so meaning the occurrence of an action, the time happening. In Latin, the meaning of the word tense is for time. So, meaning class, when we say tense, it is equivalent for time. And the time that is meant there, class, are the following. So, the past, present, and future. So, mo ni siya ang time na gimean, the past, the present, and the future. Alright. There are 3 simple verb tenses, class. So, now let us go first to the one here, present tense. So that is the first one for the simple verb tense. Present tense expresses an action happening in the present time. It tells that something is occurring now. Okay, so the action is currently happening now, right now. So that is the present tense. So examples, class, are the following. First one, a student arrives in class on time. So, ang clue word there, or the clue word for the verb there, is a physical action. So, which do you think is the verb there? Very good. So, it is arrives. Now, for the second sentence, example, a teacher is handsome in his uniform. Okay, the clue there, it is a state of being. So, where is the verb there? Very good. It is the word is. Is class is a what? It is a linking verb. It is a linking verb because after it is an adjective which is handsome. Alright. Diba? Dili action, but it follows the adjective. So it's state of being. Now the third sentence example. Joshua greets his teacher every day. The clue that the clue for the verb there is a physical action. So which is the verb there? Okay, very good. Greets. So that is the verb in the sentence. Now class, in writing present tense sentences or simple verb tense or the present tense, there are rules. So the first rule, if the subject is singular, add s to the verb to make it singular. Okay, here is an example sentence. Nestor comes to my class on time. So the verb there, class, is this one, the underlined one. Comes. Diba? The simple word for come, kay come, ramni, wamni siya s, but Nestor is singular, so you have to add s. Alright? Just like the example here sa letter C. Joshua greets. Since Joshua is singular, you have to add s to the verb. Alright, class? So remember that rule. Singular equals add s. The second rule, if the verb ends with s, x, z, ch, or sh, add es to a verb to make it singular. Okay, the example here. He watches the movie today. Okay, for present tense, add es daw. So the ending for watchman, ch, so add es. And also he is a singular. Alright, so watches. Remember that, class. Third rule, if the verb ends with a consonant and y, change y to I and add es to make a singular verb. Okay, change y to I and add es to make a singular verb. Example, my son studies his lesson every day. So the word there, the verb there is study. But then y man, d and y, consonant d and y, change the y, nawagtang si y into I, nahimo siyang I, and then add es. So that's why it turns out into studies. And son said is singular. Okay, so remember that, class. The last rule, if the subject is plural, there is no need to change the form of the verb. So very easy to remember if the subject is plural. So Ben and Vicky go to the canteen to eat. So nothing is changed to the word or to the verb go. Okay, remember. So again, if plural, there is no need to change. If singular, okay, regular singular, just add s. If the verb ends with the following sx, zch, or sh, add es. And also if a verb ends with consonant and y, just change the y to I and add es. Right, that are the rules for present tense. Now let's go to the past tense. But what is past tense? Past tense expresses an action in the past time. So it happened already. It tells something that is already done. The past tense of the verb be is was. Of the subject, if the subject is singular, and where of the subject is plural. If the subject is plural. Okay, again, so in writing a past tense, there will always be a was and where. Okay? You don't have to use is and are. It is was and where. Alright, example sentences. First one, Marco arrived in class late. Physical action, where is the verb? Okay, yes, arrive. So past tense, add ed. Arrive. Second sample. We were in Baguio last year. Okay, state of being. Again, when it happened or where it happened, diba? So the answer there is where. We were. We were. Then C, a teacher was my mentor in grade school. State of being again. Okay, it is was. Right. So, imbes nga is, was na siya kay past tense. Remember that, ha? Past tense using again was and were. Okay, these are additional rules in making a past tense sentence or past tense of a verb aside from using was and were. Okay, rule number 1, for the regular verb, add d or ed. Okay, regular verbs such as paint, it turned out to be painted. So there is ed. Print, printed. Okay, as you have noticed, there is an additional letter. There are additional letters. Okay, second rule, if the verb ends in a consonant, double the consonant and add ed. So an example there, example sentence, tap, and then it turned out to be tapped. Clap, it turned out to be clapped, double P. Okay, there are still many words that could be doubled. Alright, just search it in the dictionary. Okay, third rule, if a verb ends in E, remove the E and add ed. But for me, it could also be just add d. Okay, just like here, the example here. Recite. It turned out to be recited. Okay, it tells here in the third rule that remove E and add ed, but here in the um spelling class, there is also a E, so you just can add d, right? So that is what I meant. So the fourth rule, if the verb ends in consonant and Y, change Y to I and add ed. So in the past tense class, if consonant and Y, change again the Y to I and add ed. Pero katong sa present, kay Y, change Y to I and es, diba? Pero sa past tense, kay ed. Okay, example. The word study turned out to be studied. Okay, nahimo siyang studied. Ang try, nahimong tried. Alright, remember that class. So, Y, IED na siya. So, there are 4 rules in making past tense of a verb. Okay, so for the third kind of simple tense, na nasa dire, future tense. Alright, future expresses an action in the near future, going to happen soon. It tells that something is going to occur. The helping verb will or shall, take note, will or shall is used to form the future tense of the verb. So in future tense, will or shall, but sa katong past tense, kay was and were. Diba? Remember those. Those are hints. Alright, I have here example sentence. Joey will celebrate his birthday soon. Okay, so where do you think is the future tense verb? Correct. So, will celebrate. I-include yun na to ang will because that gives you the turning point that it will happen very soon, all right? Or it is a future tense. So, never forget to include will. Okay, not only celebrate. Okay, celebrate ra, that is present tense. So, you have to include will. Okay, another example. We shall come to class on time. Okay, where do you think? Okay, that's right, shall come. And in writing future tense class, there are also rules. Okay, third example, by the way. I will visit my lola in the US next year. Indicator sa doon next year, meaning future pa na siya. So, the verb there is will visit. Alright. So, rules. Connect the helping verb will or shall at the beginning of the main verb. Connect, just like what I said. Diba? Include the word will. From speak, it will be will speak. Alright. Now let's move on to progressive form. Okay. What is a progressive form? So it is A tense of verb that expresses an action or condition in progress at any point in time. So, there will be progress class. So, meaning, napay mga kausaban. Alright? At any point of time. And it can appear in any of one of the following format. So, there are three formats for progressive forms. Parehara sa simple verb tense. Okay, so sa progressive form, naa siya present progressive tense, past progressive tense, and future progressive tense. Okay, so now we will know the difference sa simple tense o sa progressive form or progressive tense. Right, so let's have first the present progressive tense. It shows ongoing action, ongoing. It indicates action in progress at present, so at the moment. Most likely, progressive forms happen only with the verbs that show activity, movement, transition, and sensation, not with the verbs that show relation or perception or cognition. So, most likely, present progressive tense only have physical verbs. Okay? Physical, not the state of being. Right. Examples for present progressive tense class are the following. So first one, Manny is writing a textbook for the students in public schools. Okay, can you find the present progressive tense? Okay, the present progressive tense there is writing. That is it. So is writing. Second example, we are expecting a visitor to arrive in less than 1 hour. Okay, can you guess where is the present progressive tense? Correct. It is the are expecting. Okay. There are also rules in making present progressive tense class. And the first rule is that to be verb plus the base form ing. Okay, just like this one, ang to be verb or the be verb is. And then the base form here is right. Iwagtang ang e, remove the e, and change it into I, then add ng. So, ing. Diba? So, just like this one, are because it is plural, ang verb be, and then expecting. Okay? Just always remember that in writing in a progressive form class or in any progressive tense, either present, future, or past, there will always be an ing. Okay? Take note of that. There will always be an ing. Okay, for the rules class, okay, just like this one, an organized activity. Joshua is going to school tomorrow. So it also shows the present progressive. It may also show the future progressive, okay? So, here in the example, okay, the subject is Joshua, which is singular, and the to be verb is because singular si Joshua, and then the base form go added by ing na himong going. Alright? Second one, an activity that is happening right now. So at the moment, right now, present jud. Joshua is watching Cartoon Network right now. Okay, so in the underlined words here are is watching. So that is the present progressive tense. Okay, include is watching, is, or the to be verb. Then the third one, an activity that is ongoing although not actually happening at the moment. Ongoing daw siya, so progressive gihapon. Okay? But may not be happening at the moment. So, Alex is studying Filipino at home. So, ang underlined words is studying. So, that is the present progressive tense. Okay, class, remember that. So, again, the rule in present progressive tense, to be verb plus the base form plus ing. Alright. Now let's go to the second form of progressive tense, the past progressive tense. A past progressive tense shows ongoing action in the past. So, ongoing action from the past. It indicates action in progress at some point in the past. Okay, it also shows a short duration of time and can be used to show something happened while something else was happening. Okay, examples for past progressive tense class are the following. I was decorating the classroom half day yesterday. Okay. So indicator that it happened from the past is the word yesterday. So where is the tense there or the verb? Okay, very good. It is was decorating. Okay, just like the past simple past tense use the to be verb in the past as well. Okay? Imbes using are or is, use was and were. Okay? And then the verb dayon plus ing. Okay, another example. Joshua Joshua was being a good friend to his classmates. Okay, so where is the past progressive? Very good. So it is the was being. Okay, was being a good friend. Alright, so kanin siya class sa past progressive, it could also show relation unlike the present progressive nga action na jud siya. In the past progressive, pwede na siya og relation. Okay? So now let's have the rules for the past progressive tense. So the thing that you will write there is the past tense of the to be verb plus the base form ing. So as like what I've said, you will use there the was and were of to be verb plus the base form plus ing. So, okay, like this one, an ongoing past activity while another activity happened. An example sentence for that, at 10 last night, I was planning for my next class. Okay, so there, the past tense of to be verb, which is was, and then the plan which is the base form plus the ing. Okay? And also don't forget the rules sa simple nga if i-apply nimo siya nga if consonant ang ending mo double ang ihang letter. All right? So that is the answer for the past progressive tense was planning. Okay, second one, two ongoing activities in the past happening at the same time. So an example sentence for that is, while I was tutoring my son, my wife was preparing dinner. So kaning duha nagdungan siya from sa past, di ba? Nahitabo ni siya sa past nga dungan siya. So ang answers niya kay was tutoring and was preparing. Okay, the third one shows an action in the past which was happening when another action happened. Okay, example sentence for that. The congressman was deliberating on RH bill when the protesters rallied on the streets. Okay, so was deliberating ang iyahang past progressive tense. Okay, an action that happened in the past. Anya ang action happened ano niya kay kaning rallied on the streets. Okay, so remember that class again sa past progressive kay past tense of to be verb which is ang were o was and then the base form of verb plus ing. Ang katong sa and then sa katong present kay to be verb which is the is and are and then the base form of the verb plus ing. Now let's move on sa future progressive tense. So what is future progressive tense? It shows ongoing action at some point in the future. So it's talking about the future. Okay, most likely progressive forms happen only with the verbs that show activity, movement, transition, and sensation, not with the verbs that show relation and perception or cognition. So, ang yung rule niya kay just like the present progressive, it is more on the activity, the movement, or the physical action of the verb. Okay, so example sentence, I will be going to Hong Kong for a vacation last year. So the indicator there, class, that it will happen in the future, okay, an ongoing action that will happen in the future is the word next year. So that is a clue word, okay, or indicator. And then the future progressive tense there is the will be going, okay? Will be going. That's right. So now let's have the rules for the future progressive tense. Future tense of the verb plus base form plus ing. So future tense of to be verb kaning will or shall. Okay? Take note, the will and shall, that is the one that you will use in a future progressive tense. And then the base form plus ing. Okay, so okay, number one, an organized activity in the future. Example sentences. Tomorrow, Sam will be studying for the test in Unit 1. So the underlined words there are will be studying. So that is the progressive tense. And then the second sentence, next month, we will be moving to Cavite. So the underlined words are we will be moving to Cavite. So again, include will be and then the verb moving. Okay, class? If we say future progressive tense. Alright, so I hope you got the rules in writing the simple and progressive tenses. Okay? And also, class, remember what to write or what to use sa be verb or to be verb. Okay? Very good. So, thanks for watching. And see you later for our class this 2:10 p.m. Goodbye. Thank you, everyone.